CAF football gets underway this weekend with Orlando Pirates competing in the CAF Confederations Cup, while Kaizer Chiefs and Mamelodi Sundowns are nearly competing in the big boy tournaments. It's the Champions League, of course, but Kaizer Chiefs want to compete there, but they can't get there. Tell us about that.
Yeah, I mean, there's a lot of drama that's been happening, and it's not the first time we are faced with a situation like this. If you remember, Chiefs also, they had problems going into Angola, but they ended up getting permission and they played their
Celtic
game.
had problems.
Bloemfontein Celtic had problems going to Nigeria as well, and it was a whole lot of a fiasco that was happening. And even in Europe, we've seen such things. Perhaps maybe a neutral venue, it's on the cards. We will wait and see. But yeah, Kaizer Chiefs have given an update on Wednesday morning saying some of the players haven't been granted a visa, meaning they don't have permission to enter Morocco at the moment. And when we know the Moroccan authorities said they don't want anyone from South Africa in the country simply because of this wave 2 that has attacked South Africa. So they're scared of COVID and spreading and all those things. I mean, it's quite understandable, but at the same time, it's unfair that it puts sport in jeopardy.
It's really unfair, but let's say the game goes ahead as scheduled. Kaizer Chiefs don't really go into the game with much form, do they?
Yeah. I mean, definitely. I'm sure most Kaizer Chiefs supporters aren't looking forward into the game. If there's one thing maybe I'd be hoping for is a neutral venue, and the fact that there are no fans, at least it puts one extra burden out of, Kaizer Chiefs. We all know how it is there at Wydad. It's always a sea of red when Mamelodi Sundowns go there. So yeah, it's not an easy ground. It's going to be much better without fans, but this Chiefs team at the moment, for me, I don't think they're ready to go into one of Africa's toughest grounds and to face one of the toughest teams. If you can't beat teams like Richards Bay, you're not doing well, with all due respect to Richards Bay. But if such teams are taking the game and you saw what Richards Bay did to Chiefs, then what will Wydad do, But yeah, I know that football doesn't work like that, but for me, it's just not convincing.
Looking at Gavin Hunt, and you speak about not convincing, when you look at him before the game, after the game, during the game on the touchline, he just doesn't give you that much confidence, I think. And if I'm a player, I look at him on the touchline and I'm thinking, why would I want to play for him? Would you sack Gavin Hunt? Considering what he's done from where the club were last season and where they currently are now and the direction they're going actually, what would you do with the situation?
Look, I think Gavin Hunt is one coach that's crying for the season to end so he can buy players. You can also see he also doesn't want to work with these players. After the game, he said he was proven right with some of the players. And that, for me, it's a player like Unti, if we're being honest. He's been benching a player, frozen him out. And a lot of people are asking, Uchangas as well, a lot of people are asking, why is he not giving these guys a chance? Why is he playing Abopilani Zulu? Why is he converting Ukadoso into left back? When Ndiandia gets a chance, he does stupid mistakes and he gets a red card. And then after the game, the coach says some of the players have proven me right. What does that say to Ndiandia? Imagine a forced situation where he has to play again. Will he play to his best? So there's a lot that's going on. And Gavin Hunt has clearly lost the dressing room. He has never ever had the dressing room at Kaizer Chiefs, if we're being honest. Since stepping in from day one, he showed that I don't want to work with these players. These are not the quality players. I think after 5 or 6 games, he made a comment saying, if you want to know my style of play and my philosophy, look at the Vets team of last season. That for me was...
And he once labeled him and said this team is far from being a football team.
Exactly. All those comments are not working in his favor. And apparently he told management that players this, Bafun, about 12 players, he told him that he doesn't want the team, and the players also were told that, So it's not looking good at Kaizer Chiefs at the moment. And Gavin Hunt, he's crying for the season to end so he can get the players that he wants if he's
But is that the problem though? Because, you look at Gavin Hunt and it's almost like he's accepted the situation that he can't bring in new players, he can't let some players go. And now he's just going to sulk for the rest of the season. And obviously results are not going to go in Chiefs' favor.
He has tried to motivate them.
Surely it can't be a free hit. I know we spoke about it a few months ago, but surely it can't be a free hit for a club like Kaizer Chiefs.
It is a free hit. I even told you before the season started that nothing in terms of a technical team, nothing dramatic is going to happen, like a coach being sacked or anything like that. Even if they lose to Richards Bay, I told you that whatever happens, Gavin Hunt this season is safe. even if they go and finish outside the top 8, I really don't see Chiefs sacking Gavin Hunt because of the situation that the club is facing. But yeah, next season, that's where we're going to see the real Gavin Hunt. That's where he'll be tested, and that's where that's where there'll be pressures and expectations. But this season, I mean, if you had told me at the beginning of the season that Chiefs won't win anything, I would have said it's a no-brainer.
Yeah, well, looking at Sundowns and Pirates, Sundowns coming up against Al-Hilal, Sudanese Giants, and then Orlando Pirates coming up against Jwaneng Galaxy. We've seen them before against Mamelodi Sundowns.
No, not the best team.
Not the best team, but a very wasteful team as well. Orlando Pirates, considering how they played against Cape Town City in midweek, surely they should get the job done there.
Yeah. I mean, a team like the Pirates, we've spoken so much about this team and the quality.
And it's a short trip to Botswana.
Exactly. I mean, the quality at the Pirates, and I mean, what they did to Cape Town City, where you start the game on a high tempo, you 2 goals up in the first 5 minutes, and that game should have ended 5-6-0 if it wasn't for Uloch and some of the players being wasteful up front and Hoto, But yeah, that's the Pirates we want to see. Pirates that will win comfortable 2-0, create a lot of chances. And we weren't surprised that they took the game and did what they did against the Cape Town City. Again, one of the toughest teams in the division. So if you play like that against the Cape Town City, it now gives that confidence, okay, maybe the Pirates are coming back. But that's what they do. They'll have a fantastic game against Kaizer Chiefs. After that, they'll go lose to Black Leopards and score in the last minute against Ibaroka, not be in the game against the TX Galaxy. That has been the story with the Orlando Pirates this season. But in terms of the Mamelodi Sundowns, I think this is one tournament Coach Mangoba will be looking at. I think for me, E-League, you can say they are 60% in it now. I mean, 5 points clear of Orlando Pirates, and Pirates have 2 extra games, So everything favors the Sundowns at the moment in Wydad TV Premiership, unbeaten. So far so good. They just if they can win like 8 of the 15 games, maybe you can say, or 10. Let's say 10. If they win 10 of their next 15 games, I'd say
that's it.
That's it. Yeah, they'll be one hand on the trophy. So far so good in terms of ETS TV Premiership. This is one trophy they'll be looking to target. I mean, we know Coach Pitso said a lot also on the day of the draw. He said he built a team to win the Champions League this season and win the PSL again. So if they get knocked out in the first round, it will be a big talking point.
But if they win it, do you think Pitso will get the credit for it? Or?
No, even if they win the MTN8,
you'd want the credit for that.
No. I think that's being unfair, because when people say that previous Al-Ali coach who won or something, he should get the credit for the Champions League, we all say no, Pitso deserves the credit because he's the coach, So it can't work.
Double standards.
The double standards. It can't work like that. If he gets credit for Mamelodi Sundowns doing well, then we must give the previous Al-Ali coach credit as well for last season's Champions League. So it must work like that. But if we're not giving anyone credit, then we're giving the current coaches, then Coach Rolani need to get all the credit. I mean, after all, they are the ones who are in charge. They're the ones who are ensuring that the team plays well. I mean, Pitso didn't work with Abo Shalulile and all the guys, Abo Erasmus, who are doing fantastically well this season. So I can't give him credit for Ushalulile doing well at Mamelodi Sundowns when he's never coached him. Even Utemba Zwane, as much as he was player of the season, I can't give him credit now when there's a new leadership on board, So it wouldn't make sense to do that, and it's unfair to the current coaches, because if they lose, everyone will blame them. Nobody's going to say, oh, Pitso this, Pitso that, So we have to be consistent.
I think perfectly summed up there. Let us know if you disagree with what Banele and I think. If you don't, let us know down below in the comment section. Hit that like button and
remember to subscribe.
Of course. Until next week.
Sharp.
Cheers.
For more soccer betting tips and previews, get the latest copy of Soccer Betting News for only 10 Rand at your nearest Hollywood-based branch or news agent.